Teller of the Pointed Stones, once known as Crag Where Eagles Nest, is a dark gray tom with amber eyes. As a member of the tribe of Rushing Water, he was named for the first thing his mother saw at his birth, Crag Where Eagles Nest, though most of the time his tribe mates just called him Crag. His future role was chosen when he was just a kit. Crag would have trained as a 2B for several moons before he became a cave guard, one of the cats responsible for protecting the cave and his tribe mates. Eventually, he went on to become the leader of the cave guards of the tribe. The one thing that Crag could not save his tribe mates from, however, was the fierce lion cat that they called Sharptooth. It preyed upon them, and the tribe didn't have hope that they could stop it until their healer, the Teller of the Pointed Stones, reported seeing a sign that a silver cat would save them. Stoneteller didn't know when this prophesied cat would come, but when Crag found a group of several traveling clan cats passing through the mountains, the tribe suspected that one of them, Stormfur, might be the one. Crag went along on hunting parties with the clan cats and became friends with them. Despite this, he had to put his duty first when the clan cats talked about leaving. Even though Crag was visibly uncomfortable with keeping Stormfur as prisoner, he intended to make sure that Stormfur would stay with the tribe until he had killed Sharptooth, and escorted the other clan cats to the edge of the territory. Ultimately, they returned, and the silver cat ended up not being Stormfur, but rather Stormfur's sister, Feathertail. Thanks to her sacrificing herself to kill Sharptooth, the tribe could now live in peace. Crag and his tribe mates got the chance to repay the clans for this when they traveled through the mountains again on their way to their new home. He helped them settle in the cave and organize hunting parties, and during the feast afterward, he shared a meal with the clan apprentice Leafpaw. The tribe should have been able to continue their peaceful existence, but it was not to be. Shortly after the clan cats came through, a new group of strangers invaded the mountains, stealing prey from the tribe and attacking them. Talon and Knight went to the clans for help. Crag wasn't happy with their suggestions of marking and patrolling borders, since to him the tribe's traditions were important, and he didn't want to be just another clan, but he agreed to try it out. When that failed, Stoneteller asked his tribe mates to choose whether they wanted to try fighting for their home or leave. Crag was one of the last cats to make his decision, and in the end, he chose to fight. He helped organize the attacking parties, and their plan against the rogues was successful. They agreed to respect the tribe's new boundaries. Over the coming seasons, the Teller of the Pointed Stones grew old and weak, but refused to name its successor, and the tribe worried about what would happen when he was gone. He passed away while a group of clan cats was visiting, and the last cat to speak to him was the ThunderClan medicine cat, Jayfeather. Jayfeather claimed that before his death, Stoneteller had chosen the cat to follow him as healer, Crag Where Eagles Nest. In reality, Stoneteller had not picked a cat. Jayfeather had spoken to a tribe of endless hunting ancestor, who had told him to choose one, and Jayfeather had thought that Crag was the best choice due to his experience and selflessness. Crag didn't know this, though, and was honored to have been chosen. He took on the new name Teller of the Pointed Stones, and vowed to serve his tribe for the rest of his days. The newly named Stoneteller took up the traditional duties of the role, leading and healing his tribe, usually only leaving the cave for ceremonies. Seasons later, he was visited by some old clan friends, Tawnypelt and Dovewing, who came with their young kin, Shadowkit. Shadowkit had a vision warning of danger to the tribe, and Stoneteller trusted the young kit, which did indeed result in the tribe being saved from a dangerous tree being swept down the river above their cave. Afterward, Stoneteller spent some time with the kit and their ancestors, helping Shadowkit figure out a way to handle his visions so that they wouldn't affect him as badly. As they left, he told them that the clan cats would always be welcome with the tribe. As Stoneteller communed with the tribe of endless hunting, he began to sense a shadow in the direction of the clans. Stormfur's elderly father Graystripe visited the tribe around this time, and Stoneteller spoke to him, sensing that the old cat was troubled and hoping he could help. Graystripe confided that the clans had lost contact with their ancestors, StarClan. Stoneteller consulted with the tribe of endless hunting, and passed on their message that Graystripe still had a part to play and should continue his journey. Stormfur told Graystripe that Stoneteller was never wrong, so it must be so. Crag Where Eagles Nest, now Teller of the Pointed Stones, is a wise cat truly dedicated to his tribe. Jayfeather was right that he was the best choice to guide them.